Mike Harris back with What in the Law podcast. And today I am inspired to talk a little bit about dogs in the law. Um, there are a few different areas with your dog that could actually involve trouble with the police and a criminal charge. The lowest level of things that we tend to see are leash law violations. That depends on where you are. These are local ordinances, not state laws. In Colorado Springs, you are required to keep your dog on a leash. Frankly, people break that all the time. Where you tend to see people actually getting cited for these is when the dog goes and does some sort of damage and someone complains and then they give you a citation. Frankly, those are relatively minor. You usually don't need to get a lawyer for something like one of those. But if there is a other charge going with it that's related, you might need a lawyer. Or if you are looking at a claim for a significant amount of damages, it might be worth talking to a lawyer. Another area where we often see dog cases, and they can be very contentious, is the charge of owning a dangerous dog. Depending on the circumstances, that can be a felony or a misdemeanor or what's called a petty offense where you're looking at a fine. That depends on what the exact charge is. There's different levels if your dog causes some sort of injury to another dog or to a person. And if it's a minor level, you're looking at a misdemeanor level. But if you're looking at a serious bodily injury, or heaven forbid, your dog kills someone, you could be looking at a felony and potentially even prison time. These often are some of the most contentious cases because they're usually pushed by some injured party who often is using the criminal case to get as much compensation as they can, which may or may not be fair to based on what happens and whether your dog had a history or not. Another area, very emotional area, we often see these type of cases are animal cruelty charges. And that can both involve physically harming an animal directly, could be a dog or another animal. It could also be a matter of neglect and not caring properly. These often get very contentious, especially with some of these animal rescues that are not really rescues, and sometimes they don't take care of the animals. These can be very contentious cases and often result in multiple count cases and felony level cases. The final area that we tend to see are dog rescue situations. Normally, you obviously can't go breaking into someone's car or home or something, but there are some emergency exceptions. And if you were to break into someone's car to rescue a dog, you might have a defense. Now, there are a whole bunch of criteria that you have to meet in order to have a legal defense, namely that it has to be a no-kidding emergency. You have to do everything you can to try and contact the owner, to call the police and the local humane society or animal rescue. And some other criteria that you have to meet, including staying at the scene until the police arrive. But these are also not super common cases, but they do happen from time to time. I had one a couple years ago that we were able to get dismissed, but it was involved quite a bit of litigation and waiting till the eve of the motion hearing before the other side would agree or the prosecution would agree. So dog cases, we love dogs, but things that we love can also bring risks. And there are criminal charges that can be involved if something goes wrong. So love your dog, but keep him safe, keep him trained, and if something bad happens, talk to a lawyer about what you're looking at and what needs to be done. So see you next time on What in the Law podcast, and please hit that like button, subscribe, comment. dislike or negative comments are just as good too. So send me anything you got and let me know what you would like to see on the show. So see you next time.